I asked Mark Cuban what his favorite Shark Tank product is.
So Mark, what is your favorite Shark Tank
Here we
product?
It's a toss-up between Dude Wipes, Beatbox
Of
Beverages,
course, it's multiple.
One Wine, and Collars & Co.
Okay,
See how I
awesome.
did this? You have to review all of them?
No, I have to review all
Classic
four of
Mark.
those now. Is there a reason why one of them would be your top number one?
Because of my children, right? I can't just pick one.
Kind of expected that. And now I'm gonna test those for myself. Since Mark also invested in them, he's definitely a bit biased. So I'll give you my honest ratings of each from 1 to 10. Choosing between a premium wine and a craft cocktail can be pretty tough. These three wines are apparently a blend of the two, so let's try them. First up is gonna be our cocktail cream. This is a vanilla caramel cream. It says to serve it chilled. I've had it in the fridge for a little bit, so it's nice and cold. You can enjoy it with ice, coffee, ice cream, or cocktails, and it can be as a mixer or just plain. So I've got a glass with some ice. Let's get some poured into it. It almost looks like milk as it's pouring out. It looks nice and creamy, but let's give it a taste test. It tastes very similar to how it looks actually. It's this very milky, creamy texture and flavor. It doesn't remind me of wine at all, but it's actually pretty delicious. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. I actually think if you're making a spiked coffee, this is like the perfect creamer to add to it. Next up, we have our Peach in Peace. This says it's a grape wine infused with natural fruit extracts. Good for cocktails, juice, bubbly beverages, or food. I'm again just gonna try it plain. Let's get some poured into a glass. When we were in France, we were actually taught to smell wine with each nostril, and you really do get different flavors as you're smelling with each. I get a little bit of grape and a little bit of peach from this, but let's go for the taste test. This is a very, very smooth wine. Again, I'm not the biggest wine drinker. I typically don't like wine that much. This goes down really easy. The flavor is super delicate and actually delicious. I have to give this a 10 out of 10. It's some of the best wine I've ever had. And last up is our Sangria Special. This is also apparently another grape wine, good for cocktails, juice, bubbly beverages, and food. Let's get some of this poured now. This one smells nice and fruity, like grape juice pretty much. Let's try it though. Again, it's a really smooth wine and the flavor is pretty good. It's not my favorite thing in the world. I would definitely drink it though. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Mark apparently wanted me to get drunk, so let's try this party in a box next. These are Beatbox beverages and they come in 6 different flavors. So flavor number 1, pink lemonade. Flavor number 2, blue raspberry. Flavor number 3, juicy mango. Number 4, tropical punch. Number 5, fruit punch. And number 6, peach punch. The crazy thing about these containers is that they actually have 3 standard drinks in them. There's 16 ounces of liquid and 11%. So it's basically like 3 glasses of wine in one little container right here. So definitely got to be careful with them. Our first taste test is going to be pink lemonade. That's honestly way too good. It tastes like juice and I feel like I would get through that container way faster than I would want to. 9 out of 10. Flavor number 2 taste test, blue raspberry. This is probably the best thing I've had to drink today, 10 out of 10. Now for our peach punch taste test. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Number 4 is tropical punch. This one actually tastes just like Capri Sun. It's definitely the second best. I'm gonna go 9.5 on this one. And number 5 is fruit punch. This one almost can't be alcoholic. It's probably the least alcohol tasting of all of them that I've tried. It's not my favorite of the flavors, but I still gotta go 9 out of 10. And last up, juicy mango. Not a big fan of this one or the peach one, but honestly, still really good, and I'd still definitely drink it. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 on this one also. Overall, I love that they're not glass. They're also recyclable. You can also try them frozen apparently, which I'm definitely going to do. The flavor is really good, and it's 3 drinks that can fit right in the size of your hand, so you can easily throw them in a backpack or your pocket or anything like that. I'm a huge fan of Beatbox. I think every bathroom in the world should have a bidet, but if the dude wipes are good, maybe they're a good camping alternative. These are supposed to be flushable wipes. Now I've read a lot of places that you actually shouldn't even flush them, but I guess they're still basically baby wipe alternatives, but for adults. These are a super popular Shark Tank product, but I've actually never tried them out, so let's open them up. So opening this up for the first time, I guess you just push down here to create a hole. There we go. And then you can pull out one of the wipes, just like this. I'm gonna just try wiping this on my hands as if I am cleaning them. You actually get a strong mint smell right when you pull the wipe out of its packaging right there. So I am hit with that while I'm washing. They've got a little bit of a dampness and they feel actually really good, although maybe a little bit low quality. I'm able to rip them apart pretty easily when they're wet here. I mean, it's kind of just tearing apart, but I guess it is a little bit stronger than toilet paper, I would say. The cool thing about the packaging is it does seal back up, so it will keep them nice and fresh. You won't waste all of the smell out of them, and then you can easily store them or bring them with you however you need to. And it does also come with 48 of them in the pack, which is definitely a good amount. Now, like I said, I prefer a bidet when I'm actually in the bathroom, but I think these are actually a really good alternative for camping, for bringing with you on the go, for storing in your car, for public restrooms, anything like that. However, I will say that baby wipes essentially do the same thing, and these are about 3 times more expensive. So this one is a little bit of a miss for me. Although dress shirts look good, they're typically pretty uncomfortable. Mark invested $1 million in these dress shirts, so they must be good, right? I got Collars & Co.'s standard dress shirt. I'm gonna try it out and see if I can actually notice a difference between other dress shirts. Let's get this opened up here and get it pulled out of the packaging, and it does feel really soft initially. Looks mostly exactly the same as a dress shirt, but now I'm gonna get changed into this so I can really feel what it's like. So I'm just finishing putting this on for the very first time, and it does feel really good. It feels super lightweight. I can tell it's nice and stretchy pretty much everywhere, which I'm definitely a fan of. I will say the collar feels pretty stiff to me, more stiff than a regular collar, but it also claims to be wrinkle resistant, and this is straight out of the packaging right now. There is a minor amount of wrinkling just because of how it was folded, but I think the first time you get rid of those, it actually did a really good job for being brand new with how little wrinkles there are. Now this dress shirt comes in at $85, which is probably about triple what I normally spend on standard dress shirts that I get from the store. Is it 3 times better than any other dress shirt I've had? Honestly, I can't say so, but I do think that if you wear dress shirts every day, this is one of the better dress shirts I've ever worn. I'm gonna give this dress shirt a 9 out of 10 because it does have a 10 out of 10 for comfort, but the price point is a little bit higher. Overall, I have to say, I definitely highly recommend Wondery Wine Beatbox beverages, and these if you're someone who wears a dress shirt every day. Dude Wipes is a little bit of a miss for me personally, but if you don't have a bidet or you go camping a lot, I do think those could be useful also. So I'm gonna have to give Mark's props on the recommendations here and say he did a good job. If you wanna see me test 7 more Shark Tank products, go ahead and click right here.